Endemic is noun. A disease or condition that is regularly found and consistently present in a particular geographic location or population. A plant or animal species that is native to and restricted to a particular geographical area. The endemic of poverty in the region was a major concern for policymakers. The study aimed to understand the causes of the endemic of malaria in the area. The scientist was surprised to discover an endemic of a previously unknown species in the remote forest. The endemic of corruption in the government had eroded public trust in the political system. The endemic of obesity in the country was attributed to a lack of access to healthy food options. Compound as verb. To combine two or more things together to form a single entity. To mix or blend two or more substances together. The heavy rain will compound the problem of flooding in the area. His reckless behavior will only compound his troubles. The company's poor financial performance was compounded by the pandemic. She made a mistake that compounded the difficulty of the project. The medication may compound the side effects of other drugs. Pedestrian as noun. A person traveling by foot rather than by car, bicycle, or other mode of transportation. A person who is walking, especially on a sidewalk or in a public place. The new bike lanes were designed to separate pedestrians from cyclists. The busy street was filled with pedestrians during rush hour. The pedestrian was hit by a car while crossing the street. The city installed new crosswalks to make it safer for pedestrians to cross the road. The driver failed to yield to the pedestrians in the crosswalk. Vitriol as noun. A highly corrosive and poisonous acid made from sulfur trioxide and used in making fertilizers and dyes. Bitterly harsh or critical language or behavior. The politician's speech was full of vitriol and inflammatory language. The online comment section was filled with vitriol and personal attacks. She couldn't believe the vitriol that her innocuous social media post had sparked. The vitriol and hostility between the two sides of the debate made it difficult to find common ground. The coach's vitriol towards the referees resulted in a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Estimable as adjective. Deserving of respect and admiration. Worthy of consideration or regard. The estimable efforts of volunteers have helped to make the project a success. The estimable professor has published numerous books and articles on the subject. She has earned an estimable reputation for her work in the field. The organization has made an estimable contribution to the community. The estimable achievements of the team were recognized with an award. Chagrin as verb. To cause disappointment, embarrassment, or frustration. The professor's comments chagrined the student, who had worked hard on the paper. The CEO was chagrined by the negative publicity surrounding the company's actions. His behavior at the party was so embarrassing that it chagrined his friends. The actress was chagrined when she realized she had mispronounced the director's name in her acceptance speech. The politician's misstep chagrined his supporters and gave ammunition to his opponents. Derisive as adjective. Disrespectful or mocking in nature, showing contempt or ridicule towards someone or something. His derisive comments about her work were hurtful and unnecessary. The candidate's derisive tone during the debate turned off many voters. The comedian's derisive humor often relied on mocking marginalized groups. The teacher's derisive remarks about students who struggled with the material were unhelpful. The player's derisive behavior towards the referee resulted in a red card. Galvanize as verb. To increase energy, enthusiasm, or motivation, to stimulate or shock someone into action. The coach's speech before the game galvanized the team to victory. The tragedy galvanized the community to come together and help. The president's inspiring speech galvanized the country to unite. The activist's message galvanized the audience to take action. The threat of losing their jobs galvanized the employees to form a union. Furtive as adjective, being done in a secret, sneaky, or sly manner. He made a furtive glance at his watch, hoping the meeting would end soon. She was furtive in her movements, trying to avoid drawing attention to herself. He had a furtive conversation with the stranger in the corner. The furtive activities of the group were finally exposed by the authorities. The thief made a furtive attempt to steal the purse. Prescience as noun, foresight or foreknowledge, especially about future events. The ability to know or predict events or developments before they happen, especially through intuition or supernatural means. The writer's prescience about social issues was ahead of its time and still relevant today. The scientist's prescience in predicting the effects of climate change was proven correct by later events. The businessman's prescience in investing in new technology early on made him a fortune. The politician's prescience in addressing the concerns of marginalized communities won her widespread support. The artist's prescience in predicting the direction of contemporary art movements influenced a generation of artists. Engender as verb, to bring about or give rise to cause or produce something. The new policies were designed to engender greater trust between the company and its customers. The charity event aimed to engender a sense of community and social responsibility. The author hoped that her book would engender a national conversation about mental health. The team-building exercises were meant to engender better communication and collaboration among employees. The project manager sought to engender a culture of innovation and risk-taking within the company. Inclement as adjective, harsh, severe, or unkind, especially in reference to weather conditions or treatment of others. The inclement weather forced the cancellation of the outdoor event. The hikers were caught in the inclement weather and had to seek shelter. The inclement conditions made driving difficult and dangerous. The school closed due to the inclement weather. The farmers worried about their crops in the face of inclement weather. Philistine as adjective, having or showing a narrow or utilitarian approach to life, especially with regards to cultural or artistic matters. Materialistic and lacking in cultural or intellectual interests or values. The critic dismissed the painting as Philistine, lacking any intellectual depth or artistic merit. His Philistine taste in music meant he only listened to the most popular radio hits. The company's Philistine approach to design resulted in bland, uninspired products. She found his Philistine attitude toward literature and poetry frustrating, as he saw no value in them. The restaurant's Philistine menu consisted of cheap, unhealthy fast food. Derivative as adjective, not original or creative in nature, but instead based on pre-existing materials. Something that is derived from or based on another source, idea, or work. The movie was criticized for being too derivative of other films in the same genre. The artist's work was dismissed as derivative and lacking in originality. The book's plot was seen as derivative of other popular young adult novels. The product's design was considered derivative of a competitor's. The musical score was criticized for being overly derivative of previous Broadway hits. Attenuate as verb, to make something less severe or intense, to weaken the force, intensity, or effect of something. The sound of the music was attenuated by the thick walls of the building, making it barely audible from the outside. The medication can attenuate the symptoms of the disease, reducing their severity and duration. The company decided to attenuate the production of a certain product due to low demand and high costs. The trees attenuated the force of the wind, protecting the nearby buildings from damage. The filter attenuates the noise in the audio recording, improving its quality and clarity. Contentious as adjective, causing or likely to cause an argument, controversial, involving or characterized by argument or controversy. The contentious issue of immigration policy has sparked a heated debate among politicians. The new CEO's contentious management style has led to disagreements with the board of directors. The contentious relationship between the two neighboring countries has resulted in a long-standing border dispute. The contentious divorce proceedings lasted for years and were highly publicized. The contentious decision to cut funding for public education has caused protests and strikes among teachers and students. Reverent as adjective, expressing deep admiration and awe, showing respect and reverence for something or someone considered sacred or worthy of worship. The audience was reverent during the solemn ceremony. The reverent worshippers bowed their heads in prayer. The artist's work was treated with reverent care in the museum. The reverent tone of the speaker conveyed the importance of the issue. The reverent attitude of the student towards their teacher earned them respect. Fecund as adjective, abundant or productive in producing growth, ideas, or creative works. Highly fertile, productive, or fertile in producing abundant growth or offspring. The fecund soil of the valley made it an ideal location for farming. The artist's fecund imagination allowed her to create new and exciting works of art. The scientist's research led to a fecund period of discovery in the field of biology. The author's fecund prose produced several best-selling novels. The musician's fecund creativity led to a prolific output of albums.
Canard as noun, a false or unfounded story or report, a type of duck typically having a long neck and bill. The article in the newspaper was based on a canard, with no sources to back up the claims made. The rumor that the company was going bankrupt was a canard spread by a competitor to hurt their reputation. The politicians' claim that their opponent was involved in illegal activities was a canard without any evidence. The conspiracy theory about aliens invading the planet is a canard with no scientific evidence to support it. The story about the restaurant serving exotic meats turned out to be a canard when it was revealed to be a prank.
Ploy as noun, a cunning or clever scheme or trick, especially one used for a deceptive purpose. A cunning plan or action designed to turn a situation to one's own advantage. The marketing team came up with a clever ploy to increase sales. The politician's ploy to gain votes backfired and cost him the election. The company's ploy to undercut their competitors led to a price war in the industry. The spy's ploy to steal classified information was foiled by security measures. The detective's ploy to catch the thief involved setting a trap. Ready to boost your English or ace the GRE? Meet the GRE Vocabulary app, a fun and effective way to master language. Learn advanced words with examples and audio. Master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Customize your practice by difficulty or focus. Translate into 100+ languages with ease. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.